As parts of the country consider new lockdown measures, New York City's public schools reopened today after being closed for about a week. Online learning has been a struggle. I tell my wife about that. Some school districts are seeing up to 3 times as many students fail classes compared to the beginning of the school year. That's a crisis. Teachers say a lot of this is due to problems with distance learning. Many teachers and parents agree that students should be back in classrooms, but is it actually safe? Irina Roy has more.
The up and down and back and forth is taking its toll on some American families.
6 hours before my kindergartner was supposed to see the inside of a classroom for the first time, they pulled the rug out from under him and he cried himself to sleep.
Many schools across the country closing, then reopening, only to once again shut down in-person learning as the coronavirus rages in nearly every state. Rory Cooper is the father of 3 grade school children in Fairfax, Virginia, who have been learning remotely for months.
Virtual learning so far has been an utter disaster. The kids are falling behind. They're unhappy. They're not engaging in the social activities that they need to be.
Cooper is pleading with their public school district to resume in-person learning.
Think of the children. Adults' priorities should fall second when it comes to schooling. And right now, adults' priorities are falling first. We need to get the kids back in school.
New York City, home of the nation's largest public school system, begins phased reopening today for pre-K through 5th grade, after all its schools briefly moved to only remote learning late last month with COVID-19 cases on the rise. Kalira Salas' son, Sebastian, is in the 4th grade at an East Harlem public school.
I feel like it's negligent, irresponsible for us to be sending children back to school.
In 1 week alone, at the end of November, more than 153,000 COVID-19 cases were reported in children and teens across the U.S. The largest weekly increase since the pandemic began. In total, more than 1.3 million American kids have been diagnosed. The science community is still learning a lot about this virus and how it's spread. While it is unclear how many of those diagnosed with COVID-19 are elementary school students, there are some studies that suggest younger children may have a small impact on transmission, while the CDC says that children could be as susceptible as adults.
Obviously, you don't have one size fits all. The default position should be to try as best as possible within reason to keep the children in school or to get them back to school.
So New York City schools are opening and you're choosing to keep your 4th grader at home. Tell us why.
I'm really concerned about the high incidence rate of COVID. We're definitely coming into the 2nd wave. I am Latina, my son is Black, and our communities have been ravished by COVID-19. So I really want to keep my son safe.
As elementary school students head back into classrooms, no word on what's next for middle and high school students in the city, still learning from home. Most countries in Europe, including Britain, France, Germany, and Spain, kept primary schools open during their 2nd waves. So why are younger students going back first? We asked the experts. Dr. John Brownstein of Boston's Children's Hospital says the spread amongst children tends to be lower, especially if schools implement safety measures like social distancing, sanitizing, and in some cases, even plexiglass.
COVID-19 is not the same sort of pathology as other viruses that we've encountered. Yes, they're spread among kids, but we've seen much more transmission happening in older age groups. You can have the right protocols in place. You can have effective and safe learning environments.
For ABC News Live, I'm Rena Roy in New York.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.